Howdy gay times, cloudy gray times, you are now a thing of the past. Well, hello there everybody and welcome to the Gaily Review. My name is David, I will be your host, and I review everything from food to music and everything in between. Today I'm going to be reviewing the very first album of the greatest star that has ever lived on this planet. In case you haven't guessed by my song at the beginning, that would be Barbra Streisand. Now, her first album she got real original with, as far as the title goes. She had all the choices laid out right there in front of her. She was like, what should I name my very first album? Then the light bulb went off, and she decided to go with, of course, the Barbra Streisand Album. That's her first album title. This is a vinyl LP, and it's actually a pressing from England, because when you're an obsessive fan of Barbra Streisand, of course you own the English pressing. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and review this album from the very first song until the very last song, and also kind of give you an idea of how it did as far as how society accepted this brand new young girl that's singing songs that are a little bit dated, especially for the time. Now, the Barbra Streisand album was released on February 25th, 1963. Originally, it was recorded as a live album. It was one of her performances at the Bonsoir. They were going to use her performance there with the live audience, but unfortunately the sound quality was such that they could not use that particular take. So they went ahead and they ushered her into the studio with a very tiny band because they didn't really trust her. She was brand new and she was singing outdated songs in their opinion, so they didn't really give her a big budget. But she was very smart because what she did was she insisted on having the choice of her own songs. Now, imagine they're surprised when the songs included the titles such as Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf and Come to the Supermarket in Old Peking. However, Barbra did win the Grammy for Best Female Vocalist, and the album was nominated for the Best Album of the Year, unfortunately losing to The Days of Wine and Roses. The first track on the album is Cry Me a River, which I have heard sung before, don't get me wrong. I've never heard it sung like this. Barbra sings it like she likes to sing a song, like a play, like a story, with a very definite beginning, middle, and end, and she acts her way through it, and you feel her heartbreak, and you feel her pain, and you feel her sarcasm. And another thing about Barbra, I'm sure you all know, is she loves songs that are a little sarcastic. I've heard it been said that Barbra didn't quite capture the emotion like she did back in the days when she sang this song in the Bonsoir and her early club performances. But I've heard some of those recordings, and I've heard this one, and to me, it's just as good, maybe even better. I don't know, what do you guys think? The second song on the album is My Honey's Love in Arms. It's a fluff piece. By that I mean it's a fun song. She has a great time with it. It's very like 1940-ish. She's got her little backup band, backup singing along with it. And I think it's a lot of fun. I think she recorded it one more time, or should say, she sang it one more time years later in her concert in the 2000s. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but it's a fun song. The third song on the album is I'll Tell the Man in the Street. Now, like My Honey's Loving Arms, I've never heard this song recorded by anyone else. It's a really great song. It's about falling in love and how you want to just shout it from the rooftops and tell everybody, even the man in the street. He'll probably look at you like you're nuts, because like, why the hell are you telling him? But it's a real fun song, and Barbra has the heart in it, like always, and I like it. Now, the thing I like about that song is I heard a early club performance of it, and as you all know, probably, if you're Barbra fans like me, she doesn't like to sing or do the same thing twice, okay? So I was listening to one of her club performances of this particular song, I'll Tell the Man in the Street, and on the album she sings this line, I'd use the radio. Very beautiful, very nice. And then I listened to this club performance, and I can get into her mind and say, what the hell, I'm bored with this song, let's do it a little different. So she does it like this. I'd use the radio, which to me is beautiful. I mean, it's just, who thinks like that? I would have never thought to do it like that, and it works. Probably the only time she did it like that, but it really worked. And if you haven't heard that version, try to find it, because it's really good. The fourth song on the album is not one of my favorites, I'm going to be honest with you. When I hear this song, and it's called A Taste of Honey, I kind of think of Lily Munster when she's playing the harp on the Munsters. It's very to me it's like old piratey, old Song of the Seas. Just it's interesting because to me it's not a song I'd ever think Barbra would choose to sing. It's not a bad song, it's just, it doesn't grab me like a lot of her other songs do. What do you guys think of that one? Tell me in the comments. And then we head into Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf. I think the record execs were probably having mini heart attacks when she decided she wanted to sing this song. Now, she did sing it in the clubs as well, had a lot of fun with it, audience loved it. You get to hear her great laugh in the middle of it. You get to hear her fun ending. I like it. I think it's great. And in one of the club versions, she says, she sings it really high at the end, and then she says that was for the dogs, which I thought was cute. With the dogs, for the dogs. Soon It's Gonna Rain. Now, I've loved Barbra since I was a kid, but when you're a kid, you don't really understand double meanings of anything. So to me, the song was about her being caught out in the rain and finding 4 limbs of a tree to stay dry, and I just didn't really get it. Of course, as I got older, I understand the song now, and it's a beautiful song. It's really, it tells a great story, and it's well sung, of course. The single for this album was the next song, and that's Happy Days Are Here Again. From what I understand, they didn't really send out a lot of the copies of this single to the radio stations, therefore it didn't get a lot of airplay. It did rather well, but not incredibly well as her later singles would do. It's a song that was originally used for Roosevelt's campaign, and it was sung very upbeat, a very joyous, happy days are here again. Well, of course, Barbra, using her Barbra mind, sang it for the times, and it was a cynical version that worked. And she sang and has sung many, many, many times since. She sang it on a talk show. I don't remember which one it is. I'm sure you guys do. And it was about the Depression. Now the intro, which she never really sang an intro before, but on this particular show, she sings an intro. And maybe you guys can help me. Is she saying, will a full carat earring buy a glass of champagne, or is it, will a 4 carat earring buy a glass of champagne? I love you, Babs, but sometimes I don't understand what you're saying, especially in the early years. So if you know the answer to that, let me know. The television show version was just as beautiful as the album version and every version she's done since. It is now a Streisand staple, and when people think of that song, they think of her. Keeping Out of Mischief Now, I kind of put in the same category as My Honey's Love in Arms. It's a fun song, it's a throwback song. She's really cute in it, she's really having a good time with it. She's got the backup orchestra singing in the background again. And it's a nice escape when you get into the more serious songs to have a lighthearted song like that one. She sings much more on the TV show My Name is Barbra, but before she sang it on My Name is Barbra, she sang it on this album, the first album. Do not know if it's the same exact version or if she re-recorded it for the TV show. Either way, it's about, I would say it's kind of a women's lib type song, but it's years before that movement took place. But it's kind of like she didn't want to be boxed in the same little category. She wanted much more. And to actually see her sing this song on the TV show that was a few years later gave her the chance to act it out physically too, and it really adds to this great number. Now we get to the craziest song of all, Come to the Supermarket in Old Peking. You guys, I have loved her for years, like I said. I have sung her songs for years. I still couldn't tell you what half the words are she's singing in this song, but it's fun and it's great, and another one I've never heard anybody else ever attempt to do, nor should they. The final song on the album is another song that will forever be associated with her, and it's A Sleeping Bee. She sang it on her very, very first television show appearance, and again with the double meaning. When you're younger, I was wondering why she cared about this bee that was sleeping. As I'm older, I get the meaning. It's new love. It's beautiful. It's orchestrated wonderfully. And she has sung it a few times since she sang it on the show and this album. She sang it in the 2000s again, I believe. And it's a Barbra staple. Now, this album was arranged and conducted by Peter Matz, whom she used for many years after this album. It is available on vinyl if you have a record store near you, and it's available on CD. So I hope you guys like my review of the Barbra Streisand album. I do rate all my products, whether it be albums or food or anything, with a scale of 1 to 10. And it's a 10, guys. It's a 10. It's a great album. She worked with a very small band, and look what she produced out of that. Thank you for watching, and again, please hit that subscribe button and that bell, and leave your comments below. And until my next review, have a great day.